Hello and welcome to Aether and Iron. This is a game that's just come out. It's just come out on Steam. There is a public demo available, and if you want to check it out, there is a link in the description. This video is kindly sponsored by Seismic Squirrel, who is indeed the developer and publisher of the game. And this is something that I have played in the past, and I absolutely loved it. And so I am extremely excited that this is out now, and we're going to start a new game, and we're going to play on balanced difficulty. I actually really love the combat in this, and we're going to play on single. Should we do a single save? I don't know. I think actually it's very, very cool that you can play on permadeath here. However, there are some times where if you make a decision, you can just die. You can actually just die. So I'm, for the sake of the video and for the sake of me being able to continue, if I make a stupid decision, then I'm not going to keep this on. But I think this could be extremely fun if you're into that kind of thing. I am, but as I said, for the sake of the video, I'm going to just leave it off.
I slip into one of the ritziest hideaways in the uppers, long after the rich and sauced have sauntered off to bed. The glass cage cleans up nice after hours, but no amount of soap will wash away the stink of high-class gin and imported cologne. My shoe gives the glass floor a wary tap as I scan the room. I ignore the booze hound glued to the table and turn to the stern-faced bartender.
And here we are, in the glass cage. Now, this is indeed a game that is set in the 1930s. It is alternate history, and this is where humanity has discovered anti-gravity technology, and every single thing that you can imagine has now been hoisted into the air, including cars and entire cities. So, for example, New York City, yes, it's in the sky now. Yeah, it's in the sky. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Yeah, absolutely. And we are playing as a smuggler, and we have a variety of different jobs that we can take on. But the main job is to, well, safeguard a particular package. You'll see exactly what we talk about after this. But one thing I gotta say, I absolutely love the voice acting. I think that the every single voice actor actually is doing an exceptional job, and the writing is very much on point, very, very sharp. And I'm actually very impressed because usually there are going to be literal moments, and I'm talking about everywhere. I'm not talking about just in this game, but generally. Sometimes there are moments in TV shows, movies, etc., where you think, oh, wow, the acting there was pretty off, or the writing was, maybe not so good, or the action wasn't so good, or something like that. But this game, I feel like, doesn't have any... I don't know. When I played it before, it didn't have any weak spots from my perspective, and that was just a demo, but this is the full game, so we're going to see what we can do here. I'm going to be going and speaking to... Actually, I'm going to take the... I'm going to take this.
As any. Might come in handy later, too. Currency in my line of work isn't always green. The bartender gives me a look as I grab the long-necked top-shelf swill and take a drink.
Oh yeah, there we go, and we are adding that to our inventory. So as you might expect, this is an RPG, right? So crew members, because you can actually get additional crew, right? This is not just a single-player RPG in a sense. I mean, it is single-player, but you're going to have a bunch of extra people that will be coming to help you in your endeavors. So you have key items here, you have inventories, vehicle inventories as well. For me personally, I absolutely love the combat system, like I said earlier. I think combat is super, super fun, and you can see here that you have glove box storage, you have passenger storage, and you have trunk storage. And as you see here, they actually have certain attributes, like for example, concealment. I don't actually know what this means, because I didn't get to that point in the demo. I don't know whether this has a significant kind of impact, but I would assume it does. If you get stopped by the constabulary, for example, if you get stopped by the cops, then it could very well be that items concealed in the glove box or in the trunk are going to be more difficult for them to detect. Let's just say that. Maybe that's the case. I actually don't know, like I've said. But yeah, otherwise you can, there's a bunch of filters at the top there as well. And I'm very excited to get into the combat because it was a lot of fun beforehand, and you can see here, this is where you manage your crew, where heroes can join Gia on a mission. See all of your crew's skills and abilities in one place. You can change your crew while you're at the hull. Yeah, you'll gain new crew members as you explore the city. And there are a variety of different, well, I mean, technically there are a variety of different cities, but it's more like different social hierarchies, shall we say. So at the moment we are in the uppers, which, as you might expect, is the most ostentatious and the most, well, one of the most, shall we say, one of the most influential and affluent.
The bartender's eyes follow my hands, making sure I don't get too familiar with the patron's belongings. I approach the counter. Morgan? I give a curt nod without response. Any other gift of familiarity would be wasted. Wilson out? A deep sullenness passes over the man.
What can I do for you, Miss Rendazzo?
And there it is. Talent check. Oh, yeah, yeah. So basically, every single time you have any kind of decision to do, there's going to be a dice roll. There are a variety of skills. Actually, can I show you the skills at the moment? I don't know whether I can. Here we go. Here we go. Yes. Complete missions and encounters to earn experience and level up. When you level up, each of your heroes gain a talent point for you to spend. Each hero has access to different talents. Yeah, so this is something that I looked at before in the demo, and I was extremely, I really love all of this kind of stuff where you can customize your playstyle so dramatically that it really just depends on how you personally want to play. Like, for example, if you want to hustle, for example, like if you want to be a smooth talker, and if you want to, use light weapons, like for example here, look, light weapons apply ether drained, which drains them of their action points when you're in combat. You can do that, and it also provides you with +1 bonus to your smooth talker talent check dice rolls while this hero is in the crew. And then you also have a number of other things that you can do here, like gain 1 HP each round. I think that's super powerful, actually. If you are thinking to yourself, oh, I'm going to take so much damage, then you can just literally get that. And there is a significant amount of stuff. Like, look at this. Look at this. Look at how massive this is. I mean, to be fair, it is. I don't know how long the game is, but I would definitely say that. I mean, this is just one character, right? This is just one character, and you're going to be having maybe 3, 4, maybe more crew members. I actually don't know. And each of them has, I would assume, a skill tree too. I don't know, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, this is looking as expected from the demo that I played as well. Very, very cool.
Morgan's eyes are gray, his knuckles raw, and the scent of 2-day-old body odor breaks through his strong cologne. Wilson never misses a shift.
Never's a big word, Miss Rendazzo, especially in this line of work.
I got a meeting with Mr. Blanc. Let him know I'm here.
So soon? I'm surprised. And without your uncle.
His eyes meet mine, challenging me to say anything, to reach for my piece, to balk, maybe even cry. I slowly inhale. It's too early to let some high-nosed stiff get his kicks in. So I smile. I'm missing an Apollo Diamond picture to be here, Morgan. Help a girl out. The bartender frowns while he polishes a small tumbler. He's expecting me. I don't intend to make him wait. Do you? That did the trick. He reaches his hand under the counter, slowly. A part of me waits for a fiery roar of buckshot to tear through the mahogany. Instead, I hear a click and muted bell.
He'll be with you shortly, Miss Rendazzo. I assume you can show yourself out afterwards.
A familiar scent fills the air and blazy smoke drifts to the corner of my eye, drawing my attention to a darkened booth. The table's already set. A narrow beam of light splits the booth. On my side, a glass of my favorite whiskey. On the other, an ember held in the hands of a man more shadow than flesh.
Drink.
I down the high-class poison. Might as well enjoy it while I can. A smooth burn sits on my tongue, and melts clean through the jitters. The shadow sighs around the cigarette, as though he'd sipped from the glass himself.
Manners. Good.
He stubs out the pleasantries with his dying cigarette. Onto a new smoke. Onto business.
A young woman from the Heights requests transport to the Lowers. Nowhere in particular.
The Heights? What's some girl from upstairs want in the slums?
I don't care. She requested discretion.
Where's Wilson? Morgan looks worse for wear out there. The yellow flame flashes on caught breath.
Mr. Wilson is no longer under my employ.
Shame. He owes me money. Know where I can find him? The booth darkens to a silent gloom. Even the embers quiet their dull murmurings as Mr. Blanc leans forward again.
You'd do best to forget Mr. Wilson. Him and those he associated with. Or you too will find yourself out of my employ.
I'd struck a nerve, one that ran deep. Too deep for me to feel comfortable going any further. Mr. Blanc is a monster in his own right. I don't want to know what ghosts haunt his closet. She seem like the type to cause trouble? If she's getting into my car, I need to know what to expect.
She is young, naive, harmless. No threat to you.
You're the one who knows things, and that's all you know?
The girl's hiding. I found her buying passage from an unsavory sort, and I offered her an alternative. She's desperate, and she had money.
That was nothing, but more than I could have hoped from a man who charges a premium on information. I'll get it done in a few hours. And maybe next time we talk, the work will require more than my babysitting skills.
Your reputation is mud, Randazzo. This is charity. Do the job. You'll be paid. Half your usual.
Half my usual? You called me up here to insult me?
You are not the same smuggler you were a year ago. I pay for who you are now.
It's a conversation I'd had several times already with too many clients. Conversations I'd lost. Turns out one bad day wipes out a lifetime of reliability. I had to try again. I'm every bit the same person I was. That's why you want me on this job. Why you need me. You can't risk your little Heights socialite giving you a bad name with the fat cats upstairs.
If she held any influence, she wouldn't be running away.
So she's running away. And he didn't dispute the first part. You could have called anyone, but you called me because I am the same person. No one else will protect her like I will. That, you know. And that's worth a little respect. His cigarette extinguishes itself, obscuring what little of his face I could see in pure black. He did need this girl protected. Question was, from whom?
Your usual, then. And Randazzo, I expect your usual? She's down below after stepping out for air. You'll find her there, being obvious. Good luck, Randazzo.
Ah, there it is. All right. So obviously, if you are someone that needs a little bit of refresher, then you can go to the mission log, and that will allow you to check your tracked missions, conversations, locations, and other points of interest, and all that wonderful stuff. Tracked or not, all available missions can be progressed. So you can use track mission to more easily follow, you know, so on and so forth. Otherwise, end the conversation. And we can go back to the taxi platform now. We can go and examine the back door. You can examine pretty much anything you want, and you'll have Gia read out a little bit of flavor text here and there, and maybe uncover additional things for you. Which, for me personally, I love that. I love that kind of thing. Let's go to the taxi platform.
A string of yellow cabs idle at the curb, their vultures squawking at a young woman standing on the sidewalk. Barely 20. She's a bird of paradise, too colorful for the drab concrete jungle around her. Obvious was right. That's the one. One of the buzzards has her cornered. The girl's smile is a mask. She's being polite, but she doesn't realize how ugly this could get. Excuse me, pal. This one isn't worth your time.
Oh, yeah? How's that?
What is she, 16? Be surprised if she had enough cash for a soda, let alone the kinds of tips you jackals make.
Actually, I'm 22.
Are you putting me on? One look and you could tell this one's from the Heights. You got plenty of folder money, don't you, sweet cheeks?
This dumps a bucket of cold water on the conversation. The girl's warm demeanor ices over.
I'm going to go with my friend now. Goodbye!
Loose sparks off the Aetherway fill the humming silence with a surplus of electricity. The cabbies close ranks, staring me down, daring me to make a move. The girl's eyes flit between us, unsure which direction the danger is coming from.
I'm just...
Careful, doll. I don't think it's safe with this bird over here.
I need a bigger monster to scare these scavengers away. I point behind me at the glass cage in a last-ditch effort that could come back to haunt me. You fellas know who owns this joint?
Mr.
Another cabbie elbows him in the ribs to shut him up. They know. Good. And you know not to mess with his business. I nod towards the girl, and the cabbies step away as if she were Lady Plague herself. I'll see you gentlemen later.
You can count on it.
Seething, the cabbies disperse. I hope that's the last of them.
That sure was scary. I didn't realize... Thank you, Miss... Smuggler?
I give her a once-over, like a filament warming up inside a bulb. Her shaken nerves are slowly replaced with a beaming smile. My silence doesn't seem to deter her optimism.
So, you're my driver. I'm Nellie. Well, Dr. Eleanor Reinhardt, technically, but please, Nellie's fine.
Name's Gia. So, doctor, huh?
That's right. My degree is in theoretical aethonics. I did my dissertation on Cherenkov radiation's impact on aether particulate flux. Columbia, then NYU for postgrad. Such a gorgeous campus. Have you been?
Can't say I have.
It's pretty close to the Helicline Institute of Aethonics. Olympus Park is what most people call it. Where I work. Or worked, anyway.
She fidgets with her big, overstuffed briefcase. Something about it bothers me. This isn't your average rich socialite clutching her purse in a rough part of town. She's clinging to it like a life raft.
I hope you don't mind me saying so, but you make quite a striking impression.
The girl's eyes sparkle with curiosity. She's a bright little thing. Smart, switched on. And she's doing an admirable job of hiding how scared she really is. Her voice drops to a conspiratorial whisper.
Are you really a smuggler?
No, I'm an editor for the comics.
Wowzers! Which ones? I love Daring Tales. Wonder Comics is terrific too. Oh, and Zap Quarterly. Do you make Zap?
I've opened a can of worms. I look into her shining eyes and the lie falls apart like wet cake. Zap's great, but... Look, no, I don't. I tell people what they want to hear. Gotta stay clean. Just keep my employment details under your hat, all right?
Wowzers.
My car's this way. Come on. I get an itchy feeling, like we're being watched. This whole thing has me off kilter, like walking into a room without turning on the lights. Zio always liked cabbies, said they were useful. This is where he and I disagreed. We step into my ride. I twist the ignition, and we set off. I catch the girl scanning the interior, her eyes taking everything in. So, where am I dropping you off? The lowers is pretty big.
Oh, anywhere, really? I'm sure I'll find my way where I need to.
There's only sincerity in that voice. Mr. Blanc wasn't kidding. This really is a babysitting job.
Ooh, what's that button do?
Yeah, don't press that.
Ah, so it must be some type of modification. I bet it's a supercharger. They always have those in the comics. Oh, I know. It's an ejector seat. Wait, it's not for the passenger side, is it?
She's not even really talking to me. Her motor mouth is just spinning out of control. I've gotta learn what the hell's going on with this easy transport. Her shoes are well polished, her hands clean, and the letters ER adorn her briefcase. She's an open book, but I can't get a read on anything useful.
Is there something you want?
I want to know what I'm getting myself into, kid. Something's off.
Exactly what Mr. Blanc told you. I need transport to the lowers. That is all.
It's never that easy.
Maybe this time it is.
While we're talking, my eyes keep getting pulled to the rear view like it's a magnet. I can't shake the feeling we're not alone. I juke down a couple service paths and hop across an access junction. Sure enough, when we pop back onto street level, the same dark shape is lurking behind us. Hang on to something, kid. This might get bumpy. I pop open the hidden compartment under the dash and point to it. The girl catches on almost instantly, and there's only a moment of hesitation before she shoves her briefcase inside.
Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, so we've met Nelly, and these two have great chemistry in my opinion. I feel like their, should we say, banter? Yeah, I think their banter is really, really fun to listen to. Otherwise, here we go. We can now move around the island, and we can encounter unexpected events, which means that we can die. No, I have no idea. No, I don't think we can die. But, well, maybe we can. Maybe there's going to be a combat encounter or something like that. But yes. Anyway, we are going to go over to the Astoria Bay ferry terminal, and there's a surprise encounter.
Catch a glimpse of the man tailing us. He's got the easy posture and the liquid metal smile of a seasoned killer. In the rear view, his eyes burn like ice above a jagged scar.
No! How did he find me?
Who?
Time you came home, darling.
Nelly? Who is that?
Looks like you found a little tour guide, Eleanor. Got no quarrel with you, smuggler. Pull over, and you can drive away clean.
We can't, Gia. Please, we can't.
Don't worry, kid. Just keep your head down. This will be over soon.
Alright, here we go. So this is the combat. I actually really like the combat because there's a lot of positioning to it, a lot of strategy, and, well, maybe not so much in the first battle because this is more of a tutorial, but there, you know, there's the potential there. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about in just a second. Enemy vehicles can be damaged by selecting a weapon and then an enemy vehicle to shoot. Each weapon can only be used once per turn. Hover over locations to preview your path. You know, moving forward costs more than moving backward. This is a significant mechanic that you're going to have to take into account here, and you can combine attacks and movement by selecting an ability and then choosing a location to use it. Alright, so as you can see, we can now move here. We can go here right away. You can see the various weapons that we have available. We have ram. Ram allows us to ram omnidirectionally, which means that we can attack from any direction that we like. And then we have the Gatling gun, which only shoots in the back, so only shoots backwards. And then we have the shotgun that only shoots to the right. So, what do we do? Well, everything costs AP, as you might expect. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go here. Probably going to shoot. Wait a minute. Let me actually have a look here. This is going to cost 2, so that's going to be 14. Then we're going to use a 6 damaging ability, which would then be 8. And then we move forward, which would probably be 1. And then we use 6 again to use the Gatling gun. Yeah, I think that's probably going to work. So let's do that. Let's try it out. Let's see if that actually works. So we're going to do the shotgun, shoot that. Nice damage. There we go. And then we can move here. Ah, that actually costs 3. Ah, okay. I actually thought that was only going to cost 1 from our location right here. So I guess that's... Okay, that's fine. I don't really need to worry about that too much because what we're going to do is we're just going to use RAM instead. Boom. We're going to ram him. He's going to go over there. And we are literally going to just move forward as far away as possible from him, because what he's going to try to do is he's going to try to catch up to us, of course, and we want to try to expend as much of his AP as we can.
It doesn't have to go like this.
Okay, so he's trying to ram us back there. That's absolutely fine. I don't have a problem with that. Now, there are environmentals as well to take into account, as in environmental damage. You can literally be killed by the environment if you crash into it, if you're not careful. And we are otherwise just going to do some nice stuff here, because we've got 16 AP all the way back. So we're just going to shoot our shotgun over there. That's the reason why I went over to the left wall, because the shotgun can only be shot out of the right side. So it's very important. Okay, we're gonna go here. Gonna use our Gatling gun. Shoot this guy. Massive damage, massive damage. And then I can literally move backwards if we want to, but I don't think I will. I think we're just gonna move to the left once again, and we're just gonna let him do whatever he wants to do. And now here we go. So yeah, this is the problem here. We are now going to be seeing this, which is a road change. The lane ends and vehicles in this lane will be destroyed. So we have to be very careful about how that really works, because we don't want to end our turn and still be in this lane. So we should probably move. This guy has only 2 HP remaining, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to move here and use my nice little ram action and take him out. There it is.
Applesauce. Look what you done to my fenders.
Oh dear. Alright, I certainly wasn't expecting that guy to die there, but alright.
We did it, Gia! He's gone!
That was too easy. We need to get off this island, now.
And there's the victory, and we're going to get ourselves quite a lot of experience, actually, and we are also going to get some scrap metal, and this is used to repair your vehicle.
Stop! All vehicles leaving Astoria Bay require an exit permit.
I got my papers. Verified this morning by...
All exit permits from before noon today are considered void. You'll have to acquire a new permit inside the terminal.
Look, maybe there is some other arrangement we can reach. I flash a clip of greenbacks underneath my outstretched expired permit. The guard looks unimpressed. Damn upper snobs, too good for money.
Ma'am, that might fly where you're from, but not up here. You'll have to get a permit like everyone else. Now move.
He waves me on, and I drive towards an open spot near the entrance of the terminal. People mill about, laughing in the sun, but something's off. The world feels grainy and sluggish, like I'm wading through sand. I need to keep the girl close. We're killing time in a sea of hard limbs, well-used pocket watches, and dull chatter, waiting for a permit. Bureaucracy moves slow in the uppers without the right type of love to grease the wheels.
Gia? Are you sure we can't take my briefcase? It's very important.
Better off out of sight than getting swiped in a pickpocket's hunting ground. See that? I nod and put a spotlight on an act I've played myself. A gal trips into a gentleman. The gentleman goes to help her, and the bag he's briefly forgotten about glides away in the hands of her partner.
Jeepers! Oh, that poor man. We should
do nothing. Right now, we keep our heads down and avoid bringing attention to ourselves.
Oh.
Look, no one's prying my stash open, and I've got an eye on the car. Besides, we'll be back in the Chimera in no time.
Right. What's the phrase? Staying low. I'm just worried because... Oh, dear, look! Cotton clouds! Oh, I haven't had uppers candy in years.
The girl runs off, leaving me to idle in line. Hey, don't wander off. She stops, but only long enough to shoot me a grin and a wave. An innocent invitation to come along. The girl seems determined to stay obvious. We've still got time before the ferry leaves, but I growl as I give up my spot in line and beat feet after her. The girl's busy drilling the vendor about sugar to syrup ratios. I throw a look and she focuses on picking out a flavor. A stick of cotton later, I heard her back in line. Unfortunately, it hasn't moved. I let her get in a few sweet bites before I feed her something bitter. What did that scarred-up black hat want with you? Her face falls mid-bite. The pink cloud sags like a lead balloon.
I've thought of at least 5 different ways to explain it, but it's complicated. Usually I'd ask someone for advice, but he's not here.
You knew who that was. You'd seen him before. Who is he?
I don't know.
That wasn't your average tracker. He was big time. Someone you hire when there's no room for error. Someone with deep pockets is after you. And that black hat's not going to give up till he's finished the job. The girl's whole body gives up with a single deep breath. She seems almost relieved to spill the beans.
He's the reason I ran. I saw him at Olympus Park. I saw what he did.
And I'm guessing he didn't want any witnesses.
Gia, I don't know what he's going to do.
Nothing is what. Not while you're with me. She perks up at the small glint of hope and I give her a half-hearted smile. It's one thing to deal with a tracker, but if this guy is a hired killer too, I need to be more careful. Look, kid, I got shot at for you. I was told to expect a simple transport and now I'm stuck looking over my shoulder. You owe me a whole lot more than it's complicated. What's in the case?
I'm sorry. You're right. And I'm sorry you got shot at. It's my research. It's very important, but I don't know why anyone else would want it.
I give her a side eye. I need the whole picture, but all I'm getting is an unfinished canvas.
It's the well.
What about it? So a bodega sign falls off and disappears every now and then. Neighborhood's already coming to pieces anyhow.
It's expanding. Getting bigger. Stronger. It's going to get bad, Gia. Really bad.
You're pulling my leg.
No! I swear, Gia! The car!
Minutes. I'd only taken my eyes off the car for a few damn minutes. Time stops long enough for me to catch the tail end. The glare of green lights, the lift of red-white metal, and the blur of a black hat. They took my car.
Gia! My research was in the car. What are we going to do?
We're going, now. Ferry's here. I know a place we can hide on board, but we gotta move.
But...
No buts, kid. Move. If they've got the car, we've got to assume they're on our tail. We stick to the plan. Get to the lowers and hole up somewhere safe. After that, we're gonna figure out how you're getting my car back.
And there it is, mission complete, which does now mean that we've actually... Whoa, we leveled up twice. Okay. That's fun. Okay, so, yeah, I should probably take a look at... wait a minute. Where is my... Oh, no. See, now I'm... there it is. We need to go over here. Level up to enhance your crew's talents and attributes to improve your bonuses. Each crew member has access to different talents, which is exactly what I said at the beginning. And indeed, I'm very excited about that because the amount of different playstyles you're going to have here is pretty immense. Okay, so for example, jump costs 0 AP. So if you want to do that, you could do that. Light weapons drain people. For each round that you avoid taking damage, gain +1 damage to all light weapons. Resets when hit. At the end of the turn, adjacent enemy vehicles receive the engine failure status effect and is forced to move backwards at the start of each of its turns. Ally vehicles next to this vehicle gain the hastened status effect. And when you heal a vehicle, apply the energized blah blah blah, you know, etc. So there's a load of stuff here that is going to be very, very useful. Gain +1 AP for every 3 HP missing from max health. You know, from my personal perspective, I feel like Grease Monkey is going to be absolutely insane. 1 HP per round. I think that that could be extremely good, especially improved tune-up. I actually do also think that +1 ram action per turn is pretty amazing. However, I'm thinking that what we're going to do is we're probably going to do Grease Monkey first, and then we're going to be going for probably Enforcer a little bit, just so that we have more offense. But I think that getting a little bit of survivability here is definitely going to be my main deal. So let's actually upgrade this. There we go. And then upgrade this. There we go. Okay, perfect, perfect. Now we are done and we can move on.
The hole is a barrenless refuge, rotting and hidden in a forgotten corner of the city. It offers sanctuary to every soul who finds freedom at the end of a gun or the bottom of a bottle. It is the safety of the shadows.
Oh, is this your hideout, Gia? It's like a pirate's cove or a raider's den.
More like a sinkhole. Watch your step, kid. You'll sooner run into a back alley mugger than a swashbuckler out here.
So, what's next? We need to formulate a strategy.
My place. I need a drink. And you need to finish explaining what the hell got my car stolen. The way she holds herself is too bright for my apartment, too colorful. Everything feels smaller, the space between the shrinking walls taken up by her testimony.
I've been tracking growth patterns around gravitational anomalies. The well's always been an unusual case. It goes through the occasional spike and ebb, but it's always stabilized, eventually. My colleagues and I, were supposed to meet and discuss what to do about the well, but I was late. I would have been inside already if it hadn't been for Professor Gardner. He discovered something was wrong first. He tried to get me away, and because of me,
She trembles, leaving the unspoken sound of a falling body to echo off the walls.
There was an explosion. Everything burned so fast. I wanted to help, but Professor Gardner wasn't moving. That's when I saw him. Black hat. And then he saw me. I ran as fast as I could. Didn't have time to take anything else but the notes I had on me.
That's a hell of a story. So a professional killer snuck into the Heights and blew up a building just to get his mitts on you and your research. And you have no idea why.
I truly don't. Please, you have to believe me.
Your kind have been coming down here for years. They do some tests, make a big spectacle of themselves, and conclude that it's mostly harmless. Nothing more than clouds or a bad storm.
That's the thing. It should be nothing more than a cloud or a storm. For crying out loud, it's not Jupiter's red spot. Something is causing it to persist and expand.
It was just a pause, a moment where I hold back a lifetime of cynicism and disappointment. But she hears it like I'm filling the room with air raid sirens.
You live in a flying city, Gia. A city kept alive with technology so foreign 80 years ago that we'd be like gods to our grandparents. It's solvable.
Your colleagues, tell me about them.
They were brilliant scientists, Gia. All of them. And bright and hopeful. Together, we were going to discover a better world. Find the answers to...
She holds back the grief by roaming the room with her eyes, latching onto every detail and yet ignoring every bit of it.
And they were kind. Alistair, Professor Gardner, especially. He always looked out for me, even when I first showed up. A 16-year-old with a half-packed suitcase and too many questions. He always tried to help. Right to the end.
You're in the lowers, as requested and paid for. What were you planning once you got here?
First, I thought I'd have to find a place to live, of course. I have some money,
The girl goes paler than the moon in a crystal bath. A moment of clarity, and a possible lifetime of hopelessness.
It was in my case. All of it. I have nothing.
She looks up at me, eyes suddenly welling into baby blue pools that flood the dwindling room.
I don't have anyone I can ask for a loan. Everyone's... They're dead. All of them. He killed them. And now he's followed me here. He won't stop, will he? He's going to find me again. And I won't be able to fix the well, and...
You've got me protecting you, Nellie. He isn't going to lay a hand on you. I'll talk to someone who could help, but I need you to focus. Those goons stole my car and your briefcase. And right now, you might be the only real lead I have.
What can I do? I told you everything I know.
Not everything. He called you by your name. We're looking at someone who's done his research. Or someone who's got something personal on you. Got any enemies up there?
No!
You sure? You didn't piss off some other brainiac with a better showing at the science fair?
No.
You running from family? Some bigwig who made a pass at you? Jilted husband?
I'm not. I've never been... married? I don't have the time. Or the interest. But even if I did, I haven't had any gentleman callers. Or really met any gentlemen. Aside from Professor Gardner, of course, but he doesn't count. Not in that way.
This Professor Gardner's come up a few times. Who is he?
Oh, Professor Gardner, Alistair Gardner, was one of the first people recruited to the Helicline Institute. He's one of their spokesmen, too. He even oversaw my application. The other adjudicators were reluctant. Everyone else was so much more senior, and older, too. But Alistair fought for me. He called my skills and my desire for a better world a brilliant ambition. He helped look after me during my stay at Olympus Park. It helps that he supervised the lab that I worked in.
Something doesn't add up. Most of us will never see the Heights, let alone Olympus Park. How'd someone like him get inside?
I don't know. Must have broken in. Or stolen access? Disguised himself, maybe? But you can't just stroll through. I had to go through an extensive vetting process to even be allowed to visit.
So he's found you twice. Once in the Heights, and then again after hiding with Mr. Blanc. He'll probably track you down here, too.
You think?
She starts to retreat back into her shell. Damn it. I was just getting somewhere. If I'm going to get anything useful out of this, I gotta give her something to latch onto. Hey, look at me. This chump isn't getting away with this. I'm going to take care of him. Going to get my car and your briefcase back.
Really?
It's a matter of personal and professional pride. I don't like when people mess with what's mine. Just stay here and don't touch anything. I'll be back soon.
Wait! I'm going with you.
Absolutely not.
Before you finish, I can promise I'm not a burden. In fact, I'm quite the asset. You'll be hard-pressed to find anyone who knows more about aethonics than me.
Sure, kid, that's all well and good, but...
And this man who stole your car and my research, he's after me, correct? So he'll be looking for me. And as you've pointed out, he'll probably find me.
And what? I should use you as bait? You got a death wish or something?
You're not planning on dying, are you? Seems to me I'm safest with you. And you have a better shot at getting what you want with me around.
She has me there. Besides, if this tracker of hers was any good, the last thing I want is him finding this small corner of the world. Okay, but first I need to see a gal about a car. Until I'm back, stay put. Cress is already gonna be in a bad enough mood when she hears about the car. She doesn't need me ambushing her with this bundle of trouble too. Cress Carter is the only person in the hole who could sell me something with 4 repulsors and a steering wheel. Only one issue. I'm broke. Fortunately, I have something more valuable to her than a wad of cash. If there's anything that can soften bad news and a steep ask from Cress, it's a fresh record with a smooth baritone. I second guess leaving the girl idle in my room. She's the curious kind that could find trouble with her eyes closed and feet tied. I don't live like royalty, but I got a few shabby creature comforts around. Maybe it's enough to keep the girl's hands busy. Try one of these. Cloud Captain never fails to cheer me up.
Oh, thanks, Gia.
She starts to flip through the pages as I leave, her eyes landing longer on the page with Cloud Captain's devilish smile. Cress? The hole doesn't ask much of its residents. Stay quiet, don't draw attention, find comfort in the dark. Despite growing up in Aether Iron in the undercity, Cress Carter refused to abide. From behind a junker made more of rust than steel, two faintly glowing points rise. Cress appears, pale milky eyes already wary and fixed to joust.
Where's my baby, 8-Shot?
The low, angry rumble of the island's Aether generators shake the floor in protest of their nature-defying feat. I hope it stifles the sound of my pulse. This is news I don't want to break. Yeah, about that. Is that a combustion engine you're working on? It's practically an antique.
Mr. Thompson's been holding on to this thing since he first moved here. Left her to me when he passed. She's not much now, but a few more tons of elbow grease, and she'll sing.
She stretches her prosthetic arm and tilts her head, analyzing the jagged edges of this car-shaped hunk of rust like puzzle pieces she can rearrange and solve. She's distracted, mind somewhere free and happy, when I bring her back down. Cress, I got some bad news. The car's gone. I let my guard down.
You lost it? You here then to beg for your life?
I need help getting it back. An iceberg lugged 3,000 miles from the North Pole and thrown in the corner wouldn't have made this room any colder. Cress, Look, I don't come empty-handed. Here, found this on one of my jobs.
You think you can bribe me with a Coleman Hawkins? Damn. Okay, I'm listening.
She's still out there. My guess is White Street. The thief was after something in a hidden compartment, and they won't get it open without help. White Street will take apart anything if they get to keep the parts.
I'm listening for an apology, Gia. That wasn't just your car. It was hours, days of my blood, sweat, and tears to make it work.
You think I don't feel bad enough as is? I'm sorry, Cress. It's this job I'm on. This client, some hotshot's after her. Same punk who took the car.
Apology accepted, if you get our baby back. Now, this job. I thought you were taking things easy still. Honestly, surprised you found work at all. It's only been a year since your uncle died. How you holding up?
It's this client. There's something off about her.
Off? How?
Can't place it yet. Too many questions. Doesn't help that she's from the Heights.
Well, there's your problem. Anyone who lives that high up has a screw loose. Not enough oxygen. Shouldn't trust any of those airheads.
I might have to if I want to get my car back.
Be careful out there, Gia.
Not right now, Cress. I just want to stay focused, find my car. I bet by now she's in the hands of some White Street chop shop. I need your help, Cress.
2 favors, then. A car, and I assume a lead in White Street.
Her eyes go distant. She never told me who she lost when White Street's Baron executed his last purge, but she disappeared for a week afterwards. When she finally returned, someone else walked around in Cress's leather shoes. She pulls out a pencil, scribbling a symbol on an old stale coffee filter plucked from the ground.
North White Street Harbor, Pier 9. Say I sent you. You'll find some Aetherians who can help. Maybe. As for the car, got a lemon out back. Not much, but it's a start. Bring it around, and maybe I can get it working. Take these repair kits too, in case you get in a scrap.
Thanks, Cress.
Yeah. Also, Gia, don't be an ass. I'll hear about it.
Alright, so obviously, as you might expect, thanks to this being concealed, you see here, this item won't be found in searches. Restores 5 health to the vehicle when used. Don't leave the garage without one. Yes, indeed. And of course, we can indeed now have the lemon which is the Rusty car, which is a sedan, and it's a light variant. And this has different weapons, as you might expect. So obviously the weapon that she had, well, should I say not the weapon, but the car that she had before, which was the Chimera, that had a Gatling gun and a bunch of other very, very cool, abilities. But this time we don't. We just have shoot pistol, left and right, and ramming, and that's it. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty harsh for us actually, but yeah, hopefully we'll be okay. Find your way to White Street. We're gonna do all of this. Yep, and that's what we're gonna do. Let's go back.
I find the kid where I left her, several pages deep into the adventures of Cloud Captain.
Gia, how did the meeting go? Smoothly, I hope. Did you have to do a wheel and deal?
Worked something out. Anyway, reading break's over. Let's head out.
Already?
We need to move fast if we even want a chance of finding my car and your briefcase in one piece. Best bet? We start with White Street.
Why there? Is it a smuggler thing?
It's a hunch. White Street's whole business is sanitation and recycling. You need something disposed of on the down low? That's where you go. I don't believe in vengeful spirits. If they existed, White Street would have been torn from the sky in retribution for its decades of war. Instead, it stays floating to spite the dead, a withered shell of its former glory. Nellie, I want you to watch me and stay close.
Why? Is something wrong?
Where would I find the time, kid? Or the heart to fill your head with graves of ash, islands on fire in the night, the thunder of war in the skies? That was years ago. But not yet.
Halt! The roads are closed until the demonstration is over. Exit your vehicle and line up for the parade.
Oh, Gia! A parade! Let's go!
If you do not comply, you will be arrested.
Fine. I needed to stretch my legs anyhow. Like a dove on an updraft, the girl flutters off as soon as her heels hit the street, following the music and fanfare to the nearby parade. Hey! I said stay close!
Wowzers. I haven't been to one of these since I was young. Father took me to several, but those weren't as, serious. Where are the floats? The clowns? They're just soldiers. Are all parades in the lowers like this?
Just like this? No. Each baron has their own flavor of showboating to distract from how bleak life is down here. White Street's just eager to march and flash their guns around.
Something big must be going on. Do you know what's happening?
I'm not sure what this is. White Street has been bleeding territory, money, and men for over a decade in its wars with the surrounding barons. This should be a funeral march, not a celebration. Through a hail of ticker tape, I swerve past a waving arm to get a better look at the line of soldiers. Spotless uniforms, polished guns, a show of strength that White Street hasn't been able to afford in years. When did they fill their war chest? The cries of support echo emptily. The banners flow without enthusiasm. Like stone pushed through a sieve, the crowd forces out cheers for a devil clad in white.
Is that the Baron of White Street? He must be really popular.
That's Eli Tillingast. Calls himself the General. They cheer because if they don't...
Burn the tyrants!
burst of light was all it took to disappear a crowd, stunning onlookers like a twisted magic trick. Instead of applause, cries of panic and a stampede of feet clap the pavement, while a putrid smell fills the air. My gut twists as it fights every reckless impulse to run. Foolhardy onlookers run from the scene before being gunned down by rifles hidden in dark corners along the promenade, revealed only by the occasional flash. I grind my shoes into the pavement and force air through my lungs. In, out, over and over. I tell myself the cannon's not aimed at us. Yet. The crowd seconds from dissolving into a frenzied swarm. If I don't grab the kid and move, we're going to get trampled flat. However, we're saved by an unlikely savior.
Hold!
The Baron of White Street stands, gloved hand extended. Despite fear and panic, the crowd obeys, frozen in place by a gentle, assuring gesture.
Let the procession continue.
The music starts back up, and the world moves on Eli's command. Coerced cheers rush to fill terrified silence, while marching boots blot out the scorched earth.
The days where White Street bled tirelessly to save a debaucherous world have come to an end. We will bleed no longer. Our enemies will tremble before a weapon they cannot resist, a weapon they cannot overcome. We will demand our rightful place in the sun and rid the shadow of chaos from the lowers. We are just. We are strong. We are unsullied.
He pumps his fist and the crowd answers with a deafening cheer. With all eyes back on the general and his grisly procession, I look for Nellie.
Oh, no! That weapon, Red Aether, wasn't to ever... Oh, Gia, those people. Those poor people.
You recognize it? What the hell was that thing, Nellie?
It was never supposed to get out. Never. How did it get out? How?
She buries herself in her hands, breathing hard, wishing with every strained muscle that this nightmare would end. A part of me wants to join her.
I can't stay here, Gia. We have to go.
We can't. Not without attracting serious attention. You saw what happened. If we get caught sneaking out, we'll get shot.
Gia, please.
The kid's bloodless face moves me to glance down the procession line. The tail end's in sight, but the miserable sound from the girl has me second-guessing how long her nerves will hold. Nellie, look at me. Talk to me. Just tell me what that was.
That weapon used Red Aether, Gia. A highly volatile, highly experimental version of Aether. It's very powerful, but also very unstable. But Red Aether wasn't supposed to...
With nothing more than an empty expression, the kid clams up tighter than a 10-inch steel vise. We have to wait the parade out. Hold on just a while longer.
I understand.
The sound of lockstep boots thumping asphalt finally fades into the corpse-stained wind, and the crowd, released from their mandated joy, finally begins to disperse. Silence finds its way back into the world. All at once, the poor kid's nerves crumble like a paper cup, spilling her insides all over the now vacant street. Take it easy, kid. Slow breaths, all right?
Let's get out of here. Now, please.
Yeah, we're done. Enough distance passes that ash and screams and a bright, hot light start fading into a bad memory. Nellie breaks the silence.
Is White Street always this... awful?
Often enough. White Street's never shied away from putting down opposition with violence. Never heard of them using a weapon like that, though.
But those were their people. He's supposed to be the Baron. Isn't he supposed to listen to their concerns? What about due process?
Look, kid. It might work that way upstairs, but not here. The only word that matters down here is the Baron's, and in White Street, the chain of command's everything. If Eli says we're going to war, you either fall in line, or you're an enemy.
One might have been bad, but the others were simply calling for peace. Where's the harm in that?
White Street tried the whole peace thing a few years ago. Someone blew them to bits during peace talks. That's not something they'll ever forget. It's around here somewhere, hidden. What was that symbol?
Are we really going into the undercity? Will the Aether rats let us, or are the stories true? You don't think they'll throw us off the island, do you?
Which stories we talking about?
Well, the ones in the papers? I've never met an Aether rat, so I honestly don't know how much of it is true or not. However, they're supposed to be benevolent, aren't they? They keep our islands in the sky, and in exchange, they get the undercity, but everyone knows that. I've heard they generally keep to themselves. Except when outsiders sneak into their tunnels. Also, their eyes all turn into a unique shade of pale blue. They glow, too, from what I've read. Like Aether. There are journals that theorize why, but nothing concrete. Or always pleasant.
Madonna. The kid's understanding is as accurate as a stained mirror. Better clear things up before we go in. Look, you can't rely on the stories you read in the papers. You want to avoid getting grounded? Don't call them Aether rats. They're Aetheniers, and they're good people. I'm guessing you've never met one?
No. There were rules. We weren't really supposed to interact with them. Or see them.
They don't want to be seen down here either. Too many people can't stand the idea that an island floats or sinks on the whim of an Aethenier. Figure a good rat is a scared rat.
They've done it before, haven't they? I've read of islands crashing because of Aether repulsor failure that could only be possible by sabotage.
And blow themselves up out of spite? No island falls without a baron behind it and a list of dead Aetheniers trying to stop it. The world down here isn't one you'll find in your books. Keep that in mind. Now, where's that door? Careful strokes of paint form an innocuous symbol of a rat paw matching the sketch Cress gave me. This is the right place.
Shopping for trouble? We're just sightseeing real close.
Jeepers! Gia?
A pauper. One of the murderous specters slithering freely through every pipe, waiting to brutalize passers-by. If you listen to the stories. Scary as he is, he's more sentinel than specter. Looking for you, actually. We're friends of Cress Carter. She sent us to ask about a missing car.
Cress Carter?
Strange. Cress's name should mean something. Either he's greener than he looks or he doesn't trust my word. I might need something to loosen his tongue. If he knows more about Cress than what he's saying, there's gotta be a crack in his mask. I reach back for anything to respond with. Something that Cress may have said about a relationship with White Street's Aetheniers. I find something. Heard from Cress she helped your undercity take apart a bus. Had to disassemble it piece by piece to fit it through the door. Nearly snapped her arm strap on the radiator.
A bus? Not wrong, it was a...
The Sentinel immediately slams down on his traitorous tongue. If it were a few words sooner, it might have kept his secret. What was that you said? Cress Carter, Silence. Madonna, I wish I could see behind that mask. He could have been planning vengeance or compliance. I don't find out which until he pounds the space behind him.
And watch yourself.
He melts back into the industrial decay behind him, never once taking his eyes off us. His disembodied voice echoing out one last time.
or you'll see us again real soon.
Every darkened cranny becomes a potential peephole while we stand there. Like walking to confession blindfolded in a packed cathedral. I can feel hundreds of unseen eyes watching, waiting for a single misstep.
He gave me the heebie-jeebies. Do you think he...
She's interrupted by a gush of stale air riding the echoes of countless thumping Aether machines.
Topsiders, why are you here? Hurry, out with it, we're busy.
Lexi, shh. If Harold let them through.
Harold's been wrong before.
Hello, I'm Maria. This is my husband, Alexander.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Nellie. This is Gia. We're not here to bother you while you work on... Oh, is that part of an Aether substructure power converter? I've always wondered about the older infrastructure.
Nellie, that's not why we're...
Right. Gia's friend, Cress, she's an Aetherier also. She sent us here because we need your help to find this car of ours that has some important stuff hidden away inside.
Too desperate, too vulnerable. I lob a cough towards Nellie, hoping she'd quit her rambling so I could get a word in.
Cress sent you? That girl. Fine, let's hear it.
A 35 Chimera, dumped recently. Have you seen anything? Alexander breaks his scowl with an impish eye and a cracked smile. He knows exactly what we want, and he is going to wring us dry for it.
Maybe. We'll need something in return, though. Eli's new war means that all non-essential requisitions are delayed. That includes water filtration equipment for the undercity. Now, our water is becoming Aether-tainted.
We can't afford any more of us getting sick. Eli's terriers are already forcing longer and longer shifts to compensate for the fewer numbers.
That's terrible. Of course we'll help. We'll get you everything you need. How do we...
Hang on a sec. Before we agree to anything, I need to know what we're getting into. How much is this info going to cost me?
Water filtration parts, new ones. 1 or 2 crates should do the trick. The more the better.
You'll have those parts. But I'll want to know where my car is as soon as we're back.
You have a deal. Thank you.
Don't trust the quartermaster. And watch yourself around the scrapyard. It's a dangerous place. Gia.
The man leans forward, grabbing my arm and pulling me in close out of earshot of his wife.
Do not bring any heat back here. If you risk the safety of my family, then you can consider your car lost for good. Here. This address used to house a friend of the rats. It's empty now. Use it to lie low if you can't help yourself from getting into trouble.
Alex releases his stone grip and a slip of paper into my hand. Nellie takes his quick, hushed intercession as a desperate request for success.
We'll get everything you need. I promise.
Poor kid. She has no idea.
And there it is. Alright, this is just... Yeah, I could continue playing very easily. In fact, yes, I could continue playing until the end of the game, actually. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave that to you if you so desire. And there is a link in the description if you want to check out Aether Iron, as it has just been released on Steam. And there's also a public demo available if you'd prefer to play that. And yeah, otherwise, I thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you next time.